Welcome to the Ultimate PVM Completionist, the series where I will be taking on some of old school RuneScape's most challenging bosses and content on my Ultimate Ironman. The goal is to acquire the best weapons and armor while completing as many combat achievements and PVM collection log slots I can along the way. So I guess while we're just hanging out underwater, we can talk about the combat achievements in general. I did actually enjoy doing most of these. The easy and mediums were definitely a little tedious because at this stage of my account, I'm going back to do old content or do content that isn't really relevant to my progression of the account, but that's totally okay. I don't mind. So, what is next for the combat achievements? Well, we're not going to just shoot immediately for doing Elite, but I do think Elite is probably possible for us to do at some point in the future. I haven't gone through every single task we haven't done, but I definitely think we can get through these. It might take quite some time in comparison to the hard tier. I cannot believe that I actually missed this, so I am sorry, but if we look at the collection log, we can actually see that Hespori is our first green logged boss tab KC, because when we got the bucket, we actually also got the Chrono Seed in the same drop, so 2 collection log slots that allowed us to complete this entire log in 5kc, which is super cool to see. And honestly, considering that we don't do a whole lot of Hespori KC, I'm pretty shocked that this is the first boss log that we are green logging. What just happened? What? Well, you might be wondering, what are we doing here at the Firewatch Sentinels? And I'm here because I need to take a pretty extended break from RuneScape and really just kind of computer use in general as much as I can. The reason for this is really because I have developed some pretty severe wrist pain / tendinitis issues. And honestly, I've had these issues for a very long time. I would say at least probably several years at this point, to the extent that I've been feeling it. But I've always honestly had some minor hand pain and things from extended gaming sessions and just general computer use over the last, I don't even know, maybe 7 or 8 years. But I think recently I have just been experiencing more and more pain to the point where I'm very worried about long-term damage. And I know I probably have already caused some long-term damage because of how much I have ignored it. But I figure I need to see what works for me. I need to try and build up the muscle, stretch it out, take some time off. And so I plan to take a short break from RuneScape and hopefully come back at some point. Alright, that is the first blood shard that we have gotten. It didn't take too long. I actually got a little bit lucky. We got that drop at 1090 KC at the Firewatch Sentinels. And yeah, that's our first one, so cool to see. It's a new collection log slot, which is always nice. Well, quite a bit of time has passed. We are currently at just over 5,000 KC at the Firewatch Sentinels, and as you can see, I have 3 blood shards, so we are just about to hit the rate for 4 blood shards, but no 4th blood shard yet. But I am enjoying it, honestly. It's pretty chill, and I could see myself coming back here down the line if I need blood shards for charges to do various combat achievements or things where having a blood shard is really nice. Alright, there is not much to report, but it has been quite some time since I have last recorded a clip, and we have completed our Firewatch Sentinel grind for now. So just some notable things, we did get a lot of strength experience. I think we were at like 17 or 18 million, so we got probably 5 or 6 million strength experience, quite a bit of hit points experience. And of course, what you're after, or what you're wanting to know, is how many shards did I get? And I got 5 shards in 10,000 KC. Yeah, we got a little unlucky on that, and actually we went really dry until towards the end. We got 2 of them in a relatively short time frame. But yeah, we got the first 3 in just about 1500 KC each, so we were right on rate, 4500 KC total. And then from 4500 to about 8500, I didn't get a single one, so we went about 4000 dry. And then I did get one, and I got another one at, I believe, 9200 KC, maybe 9300. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really quite make up for the RNG, but it did start to balance out, fortunately, towards the end. So I'm not too upset with getting 5 of them. That is hopefully going to last me quite some time, and we can put these to good use. Other than that, I did not collect any other drop really at all. And so unfortunately, we did not get a whole lot of GP or runes or anything out of this, because this was purely an AFK grind for me while I have just been taking a break from the game. And yeah, super nice. AFKing for 8 minutes at a time is really good. It's not too many clicks per hour. So yeah, I could do it while doing other things and just relaxing. Well, I tried to do some pest control as an AFK activity. It didn't really feel AFK enough. And so I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to park my account here at the Tombs of Amasket, and when I feel like doing a raid, I will go ahead and do one. I think I just won't be grinding very heavily here. I think having the Blood Fury is going to hopefully make it easier to complete a 300 level expert mode raid, and I'm just running some really basic invocations. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of where we're going to be. We're just going to park here. We've got the same setup we've been running in Tombs of Amasket, and hopefully we can get, you know, the Fang or a few other items that will make it even better to do these expert raids and make them even more chill. I haven't given an update in a little while. There's not a whole lot of clips for me to post, honestly, but maybe I should try and explain more my thought process as I'm going through the raids. But anyways, I've been getting into the 300 expert modes. So I mean, I guess if we look at our collections log, Tombs of Amasket, you can see we have 22 completions now, which is a pretty solid amount. Unfortunately, a lot of these have a death in them. I have honestly not been able to do very many of these without at least one death, typically at Akka in the final phase. But overall, Even with the death, I'm still getting a much higher purple chance than doing the 250 to 265 range that I was doing before, so I think this is totally fine. Also, one thing that I've just noticed, and I have no idea when this got updated or not, but if I show you on screen, this is what my bossing KC looks like, and weirdly enough, they actually show all of the KCs now when you have less than 50. And I'm not sure if now the threshold is 25, because as you can see, most of the ones that I did for the combat achievements are 25 KC, but pretty interesting nonetheless that we can actually see this now and see our high score rank, which is, I mean, kind of cool. Nice, we actually were able to PB. It's kind of blocked, but you can see we got a 37-minute 46-second, and our previous personal best, I believe, was like a little over 38 minutes, so that's kind of nice. 4.5% chance. Let's see if we get a purple. No purple. But that's a pretty solid reward chest, so we will take that. Okay, 42 is the magic number. That is when we apparently are getting our next purple, which I honestly am just hoping it's not a ring. I really want the Fang, but honestly, I'll be happy with a ward or another Masori piece, or even a duplicate Masori piece. I will take a duplicate Masori body over a duplicate ring, of course, because it's worth more. I don't know why I'm milking this. I'm just gonna click it and we're gonna see what we get. I did just say that I was okay with a duplicate Masori body, so I'm not gonna complain. Alright, can we get the back-to-back to make up for the dry streak? Oh my god, we actually got the back-to-back. I guess I can't complain anymore. I'm just opening it, I'm not talking. This is all in one go. I really hope it's a Fang, but it is what it is. And it's a ward. But it's something new, so I'm not going to complain. Alright, well, I was not expecting the back-to-back, but you know what? We will take it. The ward itself is not, honestly, I think, a really good item to have on an Ultimate Ironman. I don't believe it's bad, but it kind of depends on what your plans are. And I don't know if I really have any plans where I need the magic damage % boost. And funnily enough, apparently I cannot even equip it because I'm not 80 prayer. So I would need to go and get that if I want to use it. I'm gonna hold on to it, but the other nice part about this is that it actually high alchs for 3 million GP, which is very rare in an item, even in big late game items. A lot of them don't alch for a lot of GP. Like if we look at the Bando's Godsword, it's 750k, the Bando's Chestplate is 174k. It's very rare that an item actually gives that much pure GP. So worst comes to worst, if I really don't have any use for this in the future, 3 million GP is a pretty substantial amount that I will definitely make use of. Okay, that was our first Tombs of a Masket that was well above the minimum threshold for experts, I guess. 325, that's the first one. It was a 41.5 minute raid, which is not that bad, all things considered. But I am curious if the extra couple of minutes really makes up for the increased purple chance. I believe with a 300 invocation raid with doing skull skipping and 3 down at Warden, I believe you get like a 4.65% chance for a purple, roughly. So 325 boosts it up to, according to this calculator, 5.25 with skull skipping and 3 downing Warden. So that's a pretty substantial boost, almost a full percent, about 0.75. And we got 36 toad flax and 62 diamonds. Okay, this is another purple, and we did on a 300. That's kind of nice. If we look at the collections logged, we are currently 6 purples actually in this KC, which is pretty good for the amount of purples that we've gotten. But with, I'd say, the amount of duplicates that we've already gotten from this amount of purples, it's looking a little rough. And that is 50 Tombs of a Masket KC with the Expert Tomb Raider Grandmaster combat task coming in. And usually I like to take a break from any sort of raid content after 50 KC, but as I mentioned, I feel like I just have to go until I get the Fang now, even if it takes me a very long time, because I'm just stubborn. Alright, we're all set up for farming, and we have quite a bit of seeds to get through. I'm going to plant this Chrono Seed as well. And I figure I might as well just knock out these magic seeds, because it's going to take some time to get through all of these seeds. I don't even remember what the Chrono Seed does. I think it speeds it up. Yeah, it's really nice. This will be the first time we get to just chill and use our bottomless compost bucket. Alright, we're here in Narda. We got all of our Renars planted and ready to go. We're going to make a ton of purr potions. We got just over 1,000, which is pretty good. That is going to last us quite a long time. Dang, sometimes you just get so incredibly lucky with the Karis part. I got 4 critical hits really quickly. They weren't all back to back to back to back, but they were all in, you know, with the span of like 20 seconds, so not that many hits in between. And my goodness, I think I hit like a 141 or something. I got a 800 XP drop, which I do not see very often. So that, sadly, I did fail to record my reaction to getting the Osmumten's Fang after 67 Expert Mode KC. Honestly, the grind wasn't that bad as much as I complained about it, but I'm so happy to be done with getting the Fang because this is great at a lot of content, as well as even in the Tombs of Amasket. And of course we had to take the Osmumten's Fang to the Tombs of Amasket and try it out, because it actually is technically nerfed outside of the Tombs of Amasket. I believe it used to have 2 different defense roll calculations, but now it only does that when you're in the Tombs of Amasket. Otherwise, it's still a great item, a really strong weapon overall, but it's not as strong as it was before outside of the tomb. So we had to send it here to try and knock out the 350, which we did on the first try, which is really awesome. It took a little over 40 minutes, but you know, no big deal. I'm sure that with more practice, I can get the time down a little bit. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching this episode as well as all the previous episodes up until this point. I know that it has been quite some time since I have uploaded, and life has really just been getting busier, and I've been working on a few different health related things. And so with that, you know, some of these late game grinds, especially things like raiding, it just takes a long time to get clips and footage and things for me to actually share that I feel are worthwhile. But thank you so much for all of the support and kind messages that I've received, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.